Today, with hearts open and faith burning bright, we come together in one spirit to lift our voices to Saint Anthony of Padua, the faithful intercessor who never abandons those who call on him with trust. His presence has been a beacon of hope in the storm, a steady support for the fallen, and a comfort for those who have carried the heaviest burdens. Known as the Saint of Miracles and the protector of urgent causes, Saint Anthony lights the path in darkness and turns anguish into peace. Where everything once seemed lost, he brings unexpected answers, restores fading faith, and gives back calm to the troubled heart. That is why I invite you today to join in with reverence and total surrender, remaining in this moment of prayer until the end, because every word spoken with sincerity becomes a bridge straight to divine grace. No plea goes unheard. No sincere heart goes unanswered, because heaven listens and God's saint presents our intentions with love and faithfulness. Write your petition with confidence. Open your life to hope, and let this prayer become a seed of strength for you and for all who are seeking change. Share this sacred moment with others, so that more hearts may be ignited in faith and discover that no one is ever truly alone in the battle. Now, with the certainty that God works through his saints and that Saint Anthony intercedes with power, let us begin this prayer of trust together, believing that a new time of blessing can start in your life right now. Let us begin this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony of Padua. Bless Saint Anthony, faithful intercessor of the needy and refuge of hearts that cry out with hope. To you we raise our plea. We trust in your powerful help, knowing that nothing is impossible for those who come to you with true faith and sincere surrender. Where there was darkness, you bring light. Where there was emptiness, you bring fullness. Where there were tears, you pour out comfort. And where everything seemed lost, you open new paths that lead to peace, to love, and to the assurance that heaven never abandons its children. Every word we speak reaches the ears of God, and every cry lifted in humility becomes an answer, a miracle, and a promise fulfilled. That is why today, with hearts open and trust lifted high, we join in this prayer that rises like incense of faith, like testimony of hope, and with the certainty that closed doors will open, heavy burdens will be lifted, and the miracles that seemed impossible will begin to blossom in the lives of all who believe. Glorious Saint Anthony, witness of the infinite goodness of God and bearer of countless graces to those who approach you with confidence. Listen now to the voices of your faithful who cry out in hope. Look upon the weary hearts seeking relief. See the tears of those who have waited in silence. And take into your hands every intention, every petition, and every deep desire that is raised in faith. For we know that your intercession opens the heavens and pours out abundant blessings on those who believe in the power of prayer. Just as you have so often been a refuge for the lost, a help for those who have lost their way, and an answer for those walking in darkness, we come to you again with the certainty that your voice reaches the throne of God, and that no prayer spoken with faith is ever lost. In your hands, the impossible becomes possible. Closed doors swing open gently, and blocked paths are cleared, so the soul may find rest and life may be renewed with new opportunities. And as we speak each word with deep devotion, we feel hope rising, faith growing stronger, peace beginning to embrace our minds, and confidence in divine power sustaining us through every trial. For there is no pain too great that cannot be eased, no loss so deep that cannot be restored, and no situation so difficult that it cannot be transformed when prayed with surrender. We remain steadfast in this plea, with the eyes of our hearts fixed on heaven, convinced that your help is near and that what we ask today in sincerity will tomorrow become a testimony of gratitude and victory. Beloved Saint Anthony, guide of hearts seeking divine comfort, we continue to lift our voices with the assurance that heaven listens and responds. Every word spoken from the depths of the soul becomes strength. Every breath of faith becomes hope. Every tear shed in trust becomes a seed of blessing. And so, we remain in this constant prayer, placing before you the burdens that seem impossible to bear, the worries that steal peace, and the needs that only a miracle can resolve. We trust that your powerful intercession reaches what human logic cannot understand, and that your loving nearness opens the way for the infinite mercy of God. As we unite in this supplication, we feel the walls around us begin to fall, the chains binding the heart begin to break, and a new breath of freedom and hope entering our lives. Your presence is comfort for the suffering, consolation for the grieving, strength for the weak, and light for the lost. That is why we continue praying with the conviction that what we ask today in faith will become testimony of victory, that the silences which weighed so heavily on us will be turned into surprising answers, and that the grace of God, through your intercession, will cover every corner of our lives, renewing everything that seems stuck, dim, or lost. Glorious Saint Anthony, we continue in this constant plea because our hearts hold firmly to the assurance that your help never comes late, and your hands lift up the fallen when human strength is no longer enough. We present to you every wound still bleeding, every fear that imprisons us, and every dream that seemed lost along the way, trusting that your powerful intercession will turn the impossible into possible. For you are a faithful friend to those who come with humility, a refuge for the needy, and an answer for those who cry out with tears and hope. As we speak these words, we feel faith burning stronger than before, the light of grace shining on what was once dark, and the certainty of a new dawn being born within us. We know that when everything seems over, it is then that God begins to work. And through you, blessed Saint Anthony, hearts are strengthened, families are restored, the sick find relief, and weary souls discover peace. That is why we continue to lift our voices, convinced that every prayer spoken in love becomes a key that unlocks closed doors, a balm that heals the deepest wounds, and a gentle wind guiding our lives toward a horizon filled with blessings already unfolding as we trust without doubt in your holy intercession. Blessed Saint Anthony, we remain united in this stream of prayer that does not cease, because we know your compassionate heart hears every cry and your intercession opens ways where only walls once stood. That is why we place in your hands our deepest concerns, the ones we sometimes cannot share with anyone, yet you know them and present them tenderly before God. We trust that in this very moment, you're interceding for our families, for our health, for our work, for every burden that weighs us down, and for every longing that feels far from reach. And as we pray these words, we feel a river of hope flowing within us, bringing peace to the weary heart, serenity to the restless mind, and strength to the steps that once faltered. For your presence is like a lighthouse that never fades, guiding us through the darkest night and leading us safely into the harbor of God's mercy. And so, remaining in this moment of continuous prayer, we believe that what we bring before you today will not go unanswered, that every plea lifted in faith will be transformed in a blessing, and that heaven, moved by your intercession, will pour out abundance, restoration, and miracles where once there was only pain and despair. This is why we continue to pray without ceasing, with the conviction that the impossible begins to become possible, and that the grace of God is revealed in every word we lift with trust. O glorious Saint Anthony of Padua, blessed servant of the Most High and witness of God's infinite love, here I come with a torn heart, a wounded hope, yet still alive with the faith that sustains me. You who in life were a friend to the poor, a defender of the afflicted, a refuge for the desperate, and a comforter to those who wept without consolation, turn your merciful gaze upon me today, for my need is so great that my soul trembles to even speak it aloud. I come to you, holy and powerful, not because I see myself as worthy, but because I know that in your intercession there is a strength that goes beyond what is human, a breath of the divine that opens closed doors and breaks down walls of impossibility. Hear my voice, Saint Anthony, rising through tears and sighs, for what I face today goes beyond my strength. My soul feels crushed beneath the weight of this trial that seems to have no way out, by the darkness that surrounds my steps, by the pain that grips my spirit and robs me of peace. You, blessed saint, know the invisible battles that wound the heart so deeply. You know the loneliness of nights when the soul cries out and finds only silence. You understand the burden of waiting for the impossible when logic says there is no hope. But I do not come to you with logic. I come with faith, with the certainty that you have worked countless wonders, that your hands are filled with the works of God, and that where you intercede, miracles spring forth, even where everything seemed dry and dead. Today, I kneel before you, Saint Anthony, and place at your feet the urgent miracle I so desperately need. It is a cry burning within me, a plea that cannot wait, because every moment is torment. Every day feels like a desert without end. Every hour a silent scream tearing me apart. You who are known as the saint of the impossible, the one who recovers what is lost, the one who restores what the heart longs for with tears. Take my petition into your hands and present it before the throne of the Almighty. I believe in your power of intercession. I believe in the goodness of your Spirit. I believe that your closeness to Christ is so deep that no sincere prayer is ever left unanswered. Saint Anthony, my need is not small nor fleeting. It touches the very core of my life. You know the anguish that consumes me, the desperation that pushes me, the urgency that weighs heavily on me. I do not come with empty words, but with a broken soul, a wounded spirit, and a faith still burning through tears. Take me by the hand, lead me into the presence of the Lord, and tell him that his child cries out with a trembling voice, but with the assurance that in him nothing is impossible. Whisper my need into his ear, place the flame of my petition in his heart, cover me with your blessing, and show me that hope still lives. O Saint Anthony, you who brought forth miracles where only despair remained, you who filled hearts with comfort when they had sunk into sorrow, you who restored to the afflicted what they thought was forever lost. Work in me that same wonder that I long for. Do not let doubt defeat me. Do not allow fear to steal my trust. Do not permit pain to turn my eyes away from heaven. Teach me to wait with patience, but hasten also to my aid, for my plea is urgent, my need is desperate, and my soul cannot endure the long delay. Come, miraculous saint, come quickly to my side. You who are the messenger of good news, let the long-awaited news bloom in my life. The solution that seems out of reach, the answer my heart longs for. Let the doors that have remained shut swing open. Let hardened hearts be softened. Let blocked paths be cleared away. Let the light of the Lord shine upon my dark path. Let peace return to my troubled spirit. Let joy rise again in my weary heart. Saint Anthony, I know your love for those in need has no limits. I know you do not turn away those who come to you in faith, no matter how small. I know your miracles are not counted in words, but in transformed lives, in hearts that found answers, in souls that found comfort. Let my life also be added to that chorus of thanksgiving. Let me proclaim your help. Let me bear witness that your intercession is powerful. And though my voice trembles and my strength fails, I keep crying out to you, for I know your ear never tires of listening and your heart never wearies of helping. See my anxious face. See my empty hands. See my downcast spirit. Fill them with hope, with comfort, with provision. Heal the wounds of my soul. Calm the storms of my mind. Strengthen my weak heart. Lead me to Christ with the trust of a beloved child. And remind him that in his infinite mercy, no prayer is lost, no cry is forgotten, no tear is shed in vain. O Saint Anthony, saint of the impossible, in you I place my faith, in you I rest my hope, in you I entrust my miracle. Do not delay in coming to my aid. Do not delay in showing me the greatness of God's power. May your blessing cover me. May your intercession guide me. May your faithful friendship sustain me. And while I wait, may my heart learn to trust. May my lips never cease to praise. And may my spirit never give up. Bless Saint Anthony. In this moment when my strength falters and my hope shakes, I lift my eyes to you once more. knowing that your spirit never abandons the one who cries out in faith. You, chosen by God to be a beacon for those who walk in darkness. Come now with your light to illumine my steps. You know the depths of my anguish. You know the secrets I carry in my soul, secrets my lips can barely bring themselves to utter. Yet in your goodness I need not hide, for you welcome with tenderness the naked plea, the sincere tear, the cry rising from the depths of the heart. Saint Anthony, great intercessor, today I bow spiritually at your feet, knowing that you are a faithful friend to those who suffer. You walk beside those who feel they cannot go on. Walk with me now in this valley of pain and despair. My need is urgent. My cry is desperate. My miracle seems impossible. But it is in this very impossibility that my faith rests. In believing that where human logic sees no way, you open a path. Where reason says all is lost, you bring forth hope. Where sadness consumes the spirit, you bring comfort and joy. I beg you, glorious saint, intercede for me before the Lord. Carry my prayer like incense rising to heaven. Present my need to him as a child who can no longer carry the weight and longs to be embraced by the Father. Intercede so that his grace may descend upon me like fresh rain falling on dry ground. Do not delay, Saint Anthony, for the urgency presses me down, the waiting wears me out, and the silence feels like it is killing me. Come with your mighty help and bring the relief my desperate soul so deeply needs. O Saint Anthony, in your life you reflected the love of Christ. Your words set hearts on fire. Your works restored faith to those who had lost it. Your miracles spoke louder than any sermon. Today I cling to that same grace that flows through you, the grace that has crossed the centuries and still reaches those who call upon your name. Let your presence fill my spirit with peace in the middle of the storm. Let your intercession break the chains that bind me to despair. Let your blessing open doors that seem sealed forever. There is no corner of my life that does not need your intervention. Saint Anthony, every part of me cries out for help. My mind, tired from doubt. My heart, tightened by fear. My spirit, weighed down by uncertainty. See how I unravel in the night. How my thoughts knot themselves with anxiety, how my breath grows heavy when I ponder the size of what I face. To you, who know the power of prayer, I entrust these feelings so you can turn them into a bridge to God. Let my tears not be lost in the void. Let my words not be scattered by the wind. Let everything I cry out reach heaven through your intercession. Beloved Saint Anthony, I know the testimonies of your help are beyond counting. I know that those who sought you in faith found an answer, that those who called on you in urgency saw unexpected roads open, that those who knelt at your feet rose with hearts transformed. Let me too be a witness to that power still alive in you. Let my lips one day proclaim with joy that the miracle arrived, that grace came down, that help did not delay. Let my story become a song of thanksgiving, a living proof that no one ever cries out to you in vain. But while the answer is on the way, while grace descends, while the miracle is being prepared in heaven, strengthen my faith so I do not give up. Give me patience when desperation pulls me under. Give me calm when anxiety consumes me. Give me trust when doubt torments me. You who are a master in faith, teach me to believe even when my eyes cannot see. Teach me to wait even when everything seems lost. Teach me to trust even when God's silence feels long. O Saint Anthony, great protector of the desperate, I place myself in your care. Lay your hand upon my head. Cover me with your mantle of tenderness. Surround me with your radiant presence. Let my thoughts grow still beneath your peace. Let my tears find comfort in your company. Let my spirit find rest through your intercession. Do not let me lose the certainty that you are with me. Do not let me surrender the conviction that your help is real. Do not let my faith fail that the miracle is already on its way. Saint Anthony, hear this cry burning in my chest. It is not a passing whim, not an empty wish. It is a need that touches the deepest part of my existence. You know what is at stake. You know what my soul needs. You understand the magnitude of what I am asking. That is why I keep crying out. That is why I cling to you with all my strength. That is why I repeat your name as if repeating my last hope. Do not leave me without an answer. Do not abandon me in this hour. Do not turn your ear from my voice. You are the friend of those who have nothing. Be my friend now. You who are a brother to the lonely, be my brother now. You who defend those who suffer injustice, defend me now. You who are the refuge of the forsaken, be my refuge now. You who comfort the afflicted, comfort me now. You who intercede for the needy, intercede for me now. Let the miracle I long for be made manifest in my life. Let the grace I so deeply desire descend upon me. Let the answer that seems impossible become possible by the power of God. Let hope overcome fear. Let light triumph over darkness. Let peace rule over the storm. Let my heart beat again with trust. Let my lips smile again with gratitude. Let my steps walk again with firmness. Saint Anthony, glorious in heaven and near to us on earth, do not delay in coming to me. Let me feel your presence, experience your help, and see your hand at work in my life. Turn every moment of anguish into trust, every tear into testimony, every cry into praise. Let my weary soul rest in you. Let my weakened faith be strengthened in you. Let my wounded spirit be healed in your company. Glorious Saint Anthony, friend of the Lord and bearer of countless wonders, I lift my plea to you again because I know your intercession holds the power to restore what seems lost forever. You so often invoked by those searching for what has gone astray, you who brought back what was far off, who consoled those who wept over what they loved and no longer had. Come to me now as well. In my life, there are so many things I feel I've lost, so many hopes that seem dead, so many promises that turn to dust in my hands. Blessed Saint, you know the pain of looking back and seeing only ruins. You know the weight of walking with an empty soul. You know what it means to long with tears for what once seemed eternal and is now gone. That is why I call your name, Saint Anthony of impossible miracles. I need what left to return, what broke to be restored, what is hidden to come back to the light. You who have the grace to recover what is lost, hear this cry and work also in my life the miracle I so greatly need. I do not ask for small things, nor do I come with shallow desires. I come with an open heart, with honest truth, with a plea born from deep within me. I ask that the impossible become possible, that what no one else can bring back, you would return, that what seemed dead would rise again with strength and life. You know the greatness of my need. You understand the depth of my cry. You feel the weight of my anguish. By your intercession, let the Lord bend his ear toward me and grant me the grace to recover what is left in empty space in my soul. Beloved Saint Anthony, you who have so often witnessed tears turned into smiles and petitions transformed into songs of gratitude, come now to comfort me. See my face, tired from searching without finding. See my hands, empty from waiting so long. See my heart, worn out from desiring in vain. Come with your boundless goodness and place in my hands what I need. Bring back to my life what the world has taken. Let my heart know that nothing is truly lost when you intercede. Almighty Saint, I know that nothing is impossible for you. Where there is darkness, you make the light shine again. Where there are ruins, you raise new foundations. Where there is emptiness, you fill the soul once more. So even when my eyes tell me everything is over, my faith tells me that with you I can still hope, that with you there is still a way, that with you even the irretrievable can be restored. Blessed Protector, be my voice before God. Tell him that his child cries out with all their strength. Remind him that he is Lord of all, that nothing is lost in his hands, that his love never abandons. Present my tears as seeds of faith, my sighs as incense of hope, my cries as an offering of trust. Let him hear me through you. Let his gaze rest upon me. Let his power return to me what I so deeply long for. Holy Saint, I know the ways of God are mysterious, but I also know his love does not leave without an answer those who cry out to him. You are a witness to that love, a friend to that power, a partner in that grace. That is why I call on you, Saint Anthony, because I know your word is heard in heaven. I know your plea on my behalf will not be turned away. I know your intercession is powerful. Take up my cause as your own. Make my cry your cry. Join my voice to yours, so that together we may reach the very heart of God. Saint Anthony, I do not want to resign myself to living with absence. I do not want to get used to loss. I do not want to accept that emptiness will remain forever. I want to recover. I want to find. I want to embrace again what was taken from me. And even if the world says it is impossible, even if reason says there is no way, even if pain says hope is gone, I cling to you, Saint of the lost, so you may show me that with your help everything can change. Come, Saint Anthony, and walk with me in this search. Be my eyes when I can no longer see a way. Be my hands when I have no strength left. Be my heart when mine grows dim. Let me down the right paths. Open the doors I must pass through. Show me the signs I must follow. Let my steps carry me to the encounter with what I seek. Let my prayers lead me to the miracle I await. Let my faith hold me steady until the answer comes. Glorious Saint Anthony, the whole world proclaims your wonders, and I want to join that chorus of thanksgiving. Let me also tell how the impossible became possible, how what was lost was found, how what seemed finished rose again to life. Let me give witness that your intercession is real, your help does not fail, and your name is a sure refuge for all who cry out in faith. Meanwhile, uphold my spirit. Saint Anthony, do not let desperation drag me down. Do not let sadness steal my hope. Do not allow doubt to pull me away from faith. Strengthen my trust, renew my patience, and kindle my hope. Let my lips never cease to call on your name. Let my heart never stop waiting on your intercession. Let my spirit never stop believing in the power of God that works through you. O beloved saint, receive my cry once more. I know I repeat myself again and again, but my need does not fade. My urgency does not calm. My plea does not cease. I know your ears do not grow tired of listening. Your heart does not grow weary of helping. Your goodness knows no limits. That is why I persist, why I do not keep silent, why I continue praying with the same intensity, because I know that, in the end, your answer will come. Saint Anthony, return to my life what I seek with tears. Let my pleading become a song of gratitude. Let my sorrow be turned into joy. Let my loss be turned into finding. And when my miracle arrives, let me never forget your goodness. Let me never be silent, but proclaim to all that your help is real, your intercession is powerful, and your love is without end. Bless Saint Anthony, comfort of those who weep and hope of those who suffer. In this moment of deep affliction, I come to find in you a sure refuge. You know the weight of pain that gathers in the soul. You know what it is to carry wounds no one else can see. You understand the loneliness that suffering leaves when it seems everything is falling apart. And so, with trust and faith, I draw near to you, because I know your heart does not harden at the tears of God's children, but opens like a fountain of tenderness and relief. Look upon my anguish, Saint Anthony, for it is great and it consumes me. My thoughts have become a storm, my feelings chains, my days endless deserts. I feel everything growing dark and heavy, my steps slowed by the weight I carry, my strength fading like a lamp without oil. That is why I call on you, compassionate saint. I need you to hold me through your intercession, to fill me with your peace, to wrap me in the assurance that I am not alone in this battle. O glorious saint, through the centuries you have been a refuge for the lost, a support for those on the edge of despair, a relief for the weary who have no strength left. Today I, too, want to take shelter under your care, as a child running into a mother's arms, as a sick soul seeking the medicine that can save, as a tired heart looking for a place to live and to rest. Be that refuge for me, Saint Anthony. Be the calm in the noise, the peace in the storm, the certainty in the face of uncertainty. You know what it means to suffer. You know the pain of humanity, for your days were spent serving, listening to broken hearts, lifting the fallen, and healing wounds. And from heaven, you have not stopped doing the same. You listen to those who cry out, You help those who see no way out. You heal those who feel shattered. Do the same with me, Saint Anthony. Incline your ear to my cry. Lean your heart toward my pain. Turn your intercession toward my need. See, holy and powerful one, how my tears have become daily bread, how my thoughts grow heavy like stones, how my soul longs for relief. At times I feel I cannot go on, that everything is too much, that anguish steals my breath. Yet when I remember your name and call upon it, I feel a breath of hope, a spark of comfort, a sure sense that I am not abandoned. That is why I keep repeating your name, why I keep stretching my hands toward you, why I keep crying out with all that I am, because I know that from your intercession flows the strength I lack. Saint Anthony, saint of love and mercy, teach me not to give up in the trial. Give me patience when the waiting becomes unbearable. Give me calm when pain seeks to devour me. Give me faith when fear tries to rule my spirit. Let my heart, though wounded, not lose its trust. Let my lips, though tired, never cease to cry out. Let my eyes, though filled with tears, never stop looking toward heaven. O blessed saint, you who so often comforted those who could not go on, comfort me as well. Lay your hand upon my brow and quiet my restless thoughts. Place your peace within my chest and still my inner storms. Fill me with your tenderness and let my spirit find rest. Do not let me fall into despair. Do not allow suffering to defeat me. Do not permit sadness to steal my hope. Let me encounter the presence of God in the midst of my pain, feel the embrace of heaven, and recognize that the love of Christ never abandons me. Beloved Saint Anthony, you know the language of tears. Understand mine as well. They speak louder than my words. They say what my voice cannot. They cry out what my spirit cannot bring itself to pronounce. Receive them as prayer, as plea, as offering. Carry them before God as an act of trust, a testimony of faith, a cry for help. Let not one of my tears fall to the ground in vain, but let each become a seed of comfort and hope that blossoms into blessing. You are a refuge in distress, Saint Anthony, and I need to take shelter in you. My thoughts mislead me, my heart confuses me, my spirit feels weak, but your intercession is sure, your goodness steadfast, your help constant. Hide me beneath your mantle, protect me from despair. Deliver me from the sadness that paralyzes. Help me keep walking even in pain, keep hoping even in the storm, keep believing even in the midst of anguish. Saint Anthony, hear my silence as well, for there are moments when I have no words left, when my soul grows dim, when all I can do is lift my eyes to heaven in quiet. You know what lies behind that silence. You understand what is hidden in that emptiness. You discern what my heart screams, though my lips cannot say it. Receive it as prayer, as supplication, as a cry. Bring it before God as an urgent petition, a desperate plea, a need that cannot be put off any longer. O glorious saint, grant me the comfort I need, not the hollow comfort of human words, but the true consolation that comes from heaven. Let me feel God's nearness, experience the tenderness of His love, discover the strength of His mercy. Even in my pain, let me smile with hope, breathe with trust, and live by faith. Saint Anthony, I trust in you because I know your intercession never runs dry. No matter how many call upon you, you always listen. No matter how many weep at your feet, you always console. No matter how many ask for help, you always respond. That is why I dare to persist, to plead again and again, to cry out without growing weary, because I know you will not reject me, you will not abandon me, and you will not leave me without an answer. And though my pain is great, my anguish deep, and my need urgent, I know I can rest in you. Let my tired spirit recline in your tenderness. Let my wounded heart lean upon your mercy. Let my restless mind be calmed by your peace. Be my refuge, Saint Anthony. Be my consolation. Be my hope. Blessed Saint Anthony, a man full of faith and a witness to God's providence. Today, I raise my voice to you so that you would teach me to trust even when everything around me seems to crumble. You walked difficult paths, you knew human frailty, and by heaven's grace you turned it into strength. Walk with me now on this path of faith that so often feels heavy and hard to bear. I know, beloved saint, that the Lord never abandons his own, that his providence flows like an unfailing river that reaches every thirsty soul. Yet my human eyes are weak. My thoughts grow cloudy with despair. My heart grows impatient and restless in the waiting. That is why I come to you, Saint Anthony. Be the one who teaches me to wait calmly, to trust without doubting, to believe without conditions, to hold on to hope even when everything looks lost. You know what it means to wait on God. You preached his word and knew it would not return empty. You gave your life to the poor and witnessed how heaven's providence never failed. You experienced firsthand that when we live by faith, grace arrives as a sure answer. So today, in my anguish, I want to learn from you. I want to drink from your wisdom. I want to follow the example of your trust. O blessed intercessor, my need is urgent, my cry pressing, my miracle seems impossible. But I know nothing is impossible for God. I know his providence breaks through human limits. I know his love surpasses all logic. And though it hurts to wait, though anguish tightens my days, though uncertainty steals my peace, I cling to this truth. God never abandons. His timing is perfect. His love never fails. Glorious Saint Anthony, teach me to look beyond my tears, to see with the eyes of faith what has not yet appeared, to recognize that even in God's silence his plan is unfolding. Help me not to despair when the answer delays, not to lose heart when doors close, not to falter when the solution seems far away. Be my teacher in faith, Saint Anthony, for my heart grows weak, and I need your example and your intercession to stand firm. See, blessed saint, how my thoughts swing between hope and fear, how my spirit wavers between trust and doubt. At times I believe with all my heart, and the next moment despair sweeps over me. Do not let doubt defeat me. Do not allow fear to paralyze me. Do not permit impatience to rob me of trust in the Lord. Help me hold steady. Help me repeat in faith that with God all things are possible. Help me proclaim with confidence that his grace is never late. Saint Anthony, you who knew how to give yourself without reserve, help me surrender my heart as well. Keep me from clinging to control, from despairing over delays, from drowning in anxiety. Teach me to place everything in God's hands, to rest in his will, to trust that he knows what I need better than I do. And as I wait, strengthen me so the waiting becomes a school of patience. Let the silence become an opportunity for faith. Let uncertainty become a chance to grow in trust. O wonder-working saint, intercede for me so the Lord grants me the strength I so greatly need. Let me not lack faith when all seems dark, nor hope when all seems impossible, nor trust when the days are heavy. Let me echo your conviction that providence never fails, that God's love never runs out, that his mercy always answers. Saint Anthony, root my heart in the certainty that the Lord cares for me, even when I do not see an immediate answer, even when I do not understand his ways, even when I cannot grasp his silence. Let me say in faith, the Lord will provide, the Lord will open a way, the Lord will bring the miracle at the appointed time. Glorious saint, mirror of God's patience, be my support in this waiting. When my soul trembles, hold me with your tenderness. When my spirit faints, raise me up through your intercession. When my strength fades, sustain me with your blessing. Do not let me give up too soon. Do not let me despair in the silence. Do not let me stray from the path of faith. Beloved Saint Anthony, I know your intercession knows no borders. Many call on you at the same time, and you leave no one unanswered. Your goodness multiplies like bread for the hungry. Your help is inexhaustible. That is why I do not fear to insist, why I do not stop pleading, why I do not tire of repeating my petition, because I know you will carry my voice before God and that his providence will be revealed in my life. O blessed saint, while I await the miracle, grant me serenity. Keep me from despair in the dark, from restlessness in uncertainty, from weariness in the waiting. Let my lips never cease to pray, my hands never grow weary of being lifted, my spirit never step away from hope. Let each day of waiting be a seed of faith, each moment of silence an opportunity to trust, each tear a river that waters the miracle to come. Saint Anthony, teach me to rest in divine providence. Let my heart stop chasing human answers and learn to wait for the answers of heaven. Let my mind stop fretting over calculations and learn to trust in God's plans. Let my spirit stop rebelling in impatience and learn to surrender into the Lord's hands. O glorious intercessor, stay with me in this season of faith. Let my confidence not collapse. Let my hope not be extinguished. Let my love for God not grow cold. Grant that in the waiting, I keep believing in miracles, keep trusting in providence, keep proclaiming that in the Lord all things are possible. Beloved Saint Anthony, you are a friend to those who trust. Do not turn your gaze from me. You are a refuge for those who wait. Do not cease to uphold me. You are an intercessor for those in need. Do not grow weary of carrying my plea to heaven. Let my life become a witness of faith in providence, of hope in mercy, and of trust in the love of God. Amen. My heartfelt thanks to each of you who remained in this time of prayer. Your faith, your surrender, and your trust have made these words a powerful echo that reaches all the way to heaven. And I am certain that Saint Anthony of Padua, our faithful intercessor, has received every petition we have spoken together with humility and hope. And so I close with sincere gratitude, praying that the peace of God would embrace your life, that hope would never fade from your heart, and that every step you take would be lit by the assurance that miracles are possible, that nothing goes unanswered when we pray in faith, nothing is lost when we truly trust, and nothing is in vain when the soul surrenders in love to divine grace. Let us keep walking in this same confidence, carrying in our hearts the certainty that what we have asked today will be tomorrow's reason for thanksgiving, and that this shared prayer has not only touched our lives, but will spread like a seed of blessing to many others who also need to remember that they are never alone on the journey.